Have you ever wondered why every emotion hits you so deeply? Why the joy of others feels like your own happiness, and the pain of someone you barely know weighs heavily on your heart? For some, feeling everything so intensely seems like a weakness, something to hide or suppress. But the truth is, your depth of emotion is not a flaw. It is part of God's design. I remember a friend named Lisa. She would cry at movies, not just because of the story, but because she could feel the invisible struggles of the characters. She thought it made her fragile, that she was somehow weaker than everyone else. I remember one evening, she sat with a neighbor who had lost everything in a fire. While others offered words and quickly moved on, Lisa just sat quietly, letting the neighbor speak and cry, feeling their pain as if it were her own. That moment changed everything for her. She realized that her sensitivity allowed her to connect with people on a level that many never could, and that this was exactly the way God had created her. The Bible tells us in Psalm 34:18 that the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. This means that your emotional depth allows you to recognize pain and brokenness in ways others might overlook, and through that recognition, God is able to work through you. Your heart, so easily moved, is precious in His sight. In Isaiah 66:2, God says, "This is the one I esteem, the humble and contrite in spirit who trembles at my word." Sensitivity is humility. It is a quiet acknowledgement that you are not in control, and that opens the door for God to guide and use you in extraordinary ways. 1 Peter 3:4 reminds us that it is the inner self, the gentle and quiet spirit, that is precious before God. While the world often praises toughness, independence, and emotional distance, God values the depth of your soul, the way you feel things profoundly, and the way you respond with empathy and compassion. Feeling deeply allows you to experience the full spectrum of life: joy, sorrow, love, and even grief, in a way that connects you not only to other people, but to the Creator Himself. It is through your emotions that you can sense the weight of the world, the needs of the broken, and the silent cries that go unheard. This depth equips you to minister to others in ways that words alone cannot accomplish. God uses sensitive hearts to reflect His presence in a world that often overlooks subtlety. When you feel too much, when the weight of life threatens to overwhelm you, remember that your sensitivity is your spiritual advantage, not a burden. Your tears, your empathy, your intense emotions, these are tools God uses to reach hearts, to comfort the hurting, and to bring His love to those who cannot see it otherwise. It may not always be easy. You may struggle with the intensity of your feelings, wondering why you are different, why the world seems harder for you than for others. But every deep tear, every moment of heartfelt empathy is part of God's purpose for you. Your sensitivity allows you to hear what others cannot, to perceive what is unseen, and to respond in love where many might pass by. God's design for you is intentional. You were created to feel, to care, to suffer with those who suffer, and to rejoice with those who rejoice. Do not view your emotions as a liability. Instead, see them as a spiritual gift, a sign that your heart is aligned with the Creator who made you with intention and love. As you embrace your sensitivity, you will discover that it is not a weakness, but a profound strength. You will be able to touch lives, bring hope where it is absent, and reflect God's compassion in ways that no one else can. Remember, your emotional depth is not something to hide or apologize for. It is a divine design. God sees every tear, hears every unspoken sigh, and treasures the heart that feels everything deeply. You are not too much, and you are not broken. You are exactly as God intended, a vessel of empathy, a channel of His love, and a reflection of His tender care for the world. God bless you.